Good day, everyone. This is Geraldine Sagpang from BS Ed Social Studies 2A. In this subject, World History, allow me to present the timeline about the Chapter 4, First Age of Empires. The First Age of Empires is all about the history of the world's first largest empires to have emerged. The Egyptian and Nubian empires. These two empires were established along the Nile. Egypt and Nubia forged commercial, cultural, and political connections. Around 1570 BC, nomadic invaders from Asia known as Hyksos invaded and ruled Egypt with their weapons called chariots. In 1570 to 1075 BC, Egyptians built a new kingdom. The kingdom became wealthier and more powerful. King Hatshepsut is a ruler in the new kingdom of Egypt who encouraged more trading than war. He was followed by Thutmose III around 1425 BC and led several victorious invasions resulting to the control over Nile, Palestine, Syria, and Nubia. Around 1200s BC, Egyptian empire declined. The empire was attacked by the Sea People, causing great destruction and division of the empire into smaller units. Egyptians and the Nubian kingdom of Kush. Both Nubians and Egyptians were influenced by each other's culture, particularly in religious and cultural practices. Around 751 BC, Pianke ruled Egypt. He was a Kushite king who ruled Egypt after winning the throne against Libyans and reunited the entire Nile Valley. In 671 BC, the Assyrians reached its golden age. Assyrian people reached and conquered Egypt. After the defeat, the Kushites moved to Meru wherein they flourished and engaged in trading. And later, it began to decline after being dominated by the Aksum people. Starting in 850 BC, the Assyrian Empire flourished and became most powerful from winning several invasions by means of highly advanced military organization and weapons and strong warlike behavior. King Sennacherib was a cruel and harsh ruler. He destroyed cities, villages, and killed people and burned Babylon. Afterwards, King Ashurbanipal became the ruler and established one of the world's ancient libraries in Nineveh. It contained more than 20,000 clay tablets. The Assyrian Empire continued to expand and control land near Assyria. In 612 BC, the Assyrian Empire declined. Medes and Chaldean attacked Nineveh and burned the capital. In 600 BC, the Chaldeans established a new empire and made Babylon the capital. Led by King Nebuchadnezzar, the city was restored and the Hanging Gardens of Babylon was built. Later on, the empire was conquered by the Persian army. Persians adopted Assyrian military, political, and artistic invention. The Persian Empire. In 550 BC, the Persian Empire began to expand their territory by dominating Nineveh and other neighboring empires. Cyrus the Great, with his military intelligence and enduring legacy, made the Persian Empire to flourish. Followed by his son Cambyses, the empire was unified and the Persians dominated Egypt. In 522 BC, Darius, the successor of Cambyses, established a well-organized and efficient administration. However, his only failure was he was not able to conquer Greece. In 221 BC, the ancient Chinese Empire emerged and developed. The Qin Dynasty. Emperor Shi Huangdi took control of the empire and determined to unify China by defeating invaders and dominating other lands. In 202 BC, the Qin Dynasty came to an end. Many peasants rebelled against the cruel rule of Shi Huangdi. This rebellion resulted to the fall of Qin Dynasty and paved way to the rule of Han Dynasty. To summarize the topic, the first age of empires started on 1570 BC to 1075 BC when Egyptian and Nubian empires were established. It was followed by the Assyrian Empire in 850 BC to 612 BC, and the Persian Empire in 550 BC to 330 BC, and lastly, the ancient Chinese Empire in 221 BC to 202 BC. And that would be all. Once again, this is Geraldine Sagpang from BSS Social Studies 2A. Thank you and God bless.